Last week, my day I miss daily class with Big Ed Birch. I'm in front of the class. When me look outside, no the one tough apart with this big ever Urkel glass. Every day him day at school and a fast, so me boss a big dirty laugh. Disrupt Miss Class.
Hi, Rosie, what's up? I'm good, just here trying to catch a moment with my friend Jody. I'm meeting her at the mall. Oh really, I'm going to the mall too, and I'm also meeting a friend. Her name is Stephanie. I guess we could share a cab. Sure. Kim, you know Jody, right? Yes, we are all in the same cost accounting 2 class with Miss Daly. Of course I know Kim. She is always the first one to answer a question. Haha, very funny. Hey Stephanie.
Hi Kimmy, I have been on the train forever to get here.
I'm sorry to hear.
I'm good now.
Hey girl.
I'm good, Racine. Is that Jody I see?
Hey Stephanie. I remember you from cost accounting 2 class.
Funny, Jody mentioned about class. I wasn't paying attention in the last one. Do you know what was taught?
We look at a new topic. It's called process costing.
Do you mind sharing what it's about? We could all sit together, get something to eat while we discuss this, and then go shopping.
Sure. And the girls won't mind.
I'm up for it, as I'm not too clear on the topic myself.
Count me in.
What is process costing, Kim?
Process costing is related to manufacturing costs, but I will explain in details once we all sit down.
Okay.
Now that we're all together, we can now share and discuss process costing in its entirety. Process costing is a term used in cost accounting to describe one method for collecting and assigning manufacturing costs to the units produced. It is also used when nearly identical units are mass-produced. Got it?
I remember Miss discussing this too. Normal loss in process costing is the loss expected or anticipated prior to production.
Oh no. Something have come up and I have to leave right now. I really have to go. I'm so sorry.
Okay, if you must go, then you must. I think I will call Miss Daly and have her explain to me what to do.
Miss Daly. You think she will get the time to explain to you?
Yes, she will, as long I ask very nicely. I may offer to wash her Prada at the end. Haha.
Okay, my friend. Let me know how it goes. I will catch up with you later. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forget that I will have to leave to get my brother from daycare.
Okay, I will call Kimberly to see what she is up to. I may have her give me a little rundown because I want to practice tonight.
Okay, that is a very good idea. Stephanie also asked me to help her out. I may check in with her later.
What is wrong? Why did you have me leave training to come meet with you?
Miss, I am so sorry for taking 5 minutes from your busy schedule. But I want you to explain to me what was taught in last class. I was not understanding.
Were you not understanding, or were you not paying attention?
Miss, I was kind of not understanding, and so I lost the interest in being attentive.
But you should have said something at the moment you realized that you were not understanding. You will not be sitting beside your friends again. You will be sitting up front. This topic will be on the mid-semester examination, and so you must know how to handle it. I have to go back to training, and so I will get Racine to explain it to you. She have mastered the topic.
Thank you for meeting, and you said I should meet with you again to see if I get everything that was being taught.
Yes, I will meet with you later to summarize what you have learned, and next time you disrupt my class, you will have to leave and write a report to me and the principal.
I'm so sorry, Miss. This will not happen again, and thank you again for coming.
Okay, my dear.
Hi, thank you for taking the time out to help me.
I'm happy I can help. I really like this topic because once you understand the reasoning behind the logics, then it will be very easy. My friends, I know you will like it as well because it is something that happens in our everyday life.
I will do some extra reading on my own for reinforcement and so that I will be able to contribute to next class lesson. For now, I want you to fully explain what you've learned. Maybe your explanation will help me out better.
I'm going to try and do my best here. You just have to open your mind and it will be very simple. My friends, I will ask for your input, so please grab your accounts book and a pen.
Before moving on, I was thinking about the difference between job and process costing because this all sound almost alike.
They have similarities and they also have differences.
My friends, can you think of any similarities? Please write one in your book.
So in terms of uniqueness of a product, job costing is used for unique products, and process costing is used for standardized products. My friends, I hope you got that one right.
Okay, an example of uniqueness of product for processing costing could just is.
Yes, my dear. You see that you are getting there already. Your head is not as tough as coconut shell after all.
Whatever.
So here is the next one. In terms of size of job, job costing is used for very small production runs, and process costing is used for large production runs.
This one is pretty straightforward. Right, my friends? She is saying that things like printing a set of funeral programs, job costing can be used.
Right.
For process costing now, the making of some Easter bun will be an example of a large production.
When it comes on to record keeping, much more record keeping is required for job costing, since time and materials must be charged to specific jobs. Process costing aggregates costs, and so requires less record keeping.
Okay, I think I am seeing the differences now.
Oh really? That's so great. Let us see. When it comes on to customer billing, which costing method will be better to use? My friends, please pause the video and write your answer as well. This will help you to know if you are on track or if you need to do some further research.
I will go with the job costing because it is easier to customize, even though process costing can mass produce then customize final products, and so both methods can be used. But I will say the job would be the better one.
Great, I like your explanation. I was not even thinking about that. My friends, I hope you get that one as well.
See, I am almost smarter than you already.
Okay, so in class we looked at simple T accounts, where on the debit side we will have the inputs and on the credited side will be the outputs. Our teacher always stressed this term: whatever you put in, you must get out. She was saying that sometimes some of the material will be counted as loss and most of the time can be used for something else, but whatever we put in must come out.
What type of loss?
Abnormal loss and normal loss.
Okay, it is getting clearer as these explanations goes by.
That is good, my friend.
I learned a little about normal loss last year. Normal loss is any loss which is incurred during the normal course of operation in the process.
Right, my dear, it is expected to happen. My friends, can you think of what abnormal loss is now?
They will think of the right answer, I bet. They are brilliant just as myself.
Indeed they are. Let's go to have dinner or we can drink some coffee.
Yes, very good idea. These snacks will not do anything for me. We can continue there. Now can I get an example of normal loss as it relates to process costing?
Sure. So weight losses, shrinkage, evaporation, rusting, etc. are the examples of
pretty
normal
simple.
loss.
If I am boiling water to be sold,
You are
I
so
must do
correct.
more than
If
a
you are
gallon
going to
because
sell
some
a
will
gallon of
evaporate
water,
in the process
in a
of
case
boiling.
where
Where you paid $500 for 5 gallons of water. After the process of boiling, you end up with 4 gallons of water. What would be the normal loss in units? I will say that the loss was expected and I will subtract what was introduced before the process and what is left after the process.
Yes, that is good.
I will now get 1 gallon of water as normal loss because the loss was expected.
That is so correct, my friend. I am so proud of you.
Good. I'm getting there. You and our friends can help with abnormal loss now. What is abnormal cost all about?
When I did my research on FutureAccountant.com 2014, it was saying that abnormal loss arises because of abnormal working conditions. bad working condition, carelessness, rough handling, lack of proper knowledge, low quality raw material, machine breakdown, accident, etc. Therefore, an abnormal loss is an unanticipated loss.
That is good and straightforward. I also get examples and I like that. I hope my friends got it right as well.
Right. And Miss was saying that the costs of abnormal losses and gains are not absorbed into the cost of good output but are shown as losses and gains in the process account.
Oh, I suppose the abnormal gain will be the opposite. The abnormal gain will be if the actual loss of a process is less than that of expected loss, then the difference between the two will be treated as abnormal gain.
You go girl, that is so correct. I know that you will be a great accountant.
Thank you, my dear, a good charter accountant.
Yes, very lovely. I hope you will remember me.
Always and forever.
Now I want to give you a scenario to see how you will handle it.
Okay, I think I want to try a simple one first. Let my friends help me as well.
Of course, they will. I can see that they are ready and waiting with their pens and books in hand.
Yes, very well.
Here we go. Let us say that 400 units were being introduced in Department E, and 5% of that is expected to be normal loss. After the process is finished, the company lost 30 units. What is the normal loss in units and what is the normal loss or gain units if there were any?
Okay, I will say that 5% of 400 is 20 units.
Right, you were on the right track. I hope my friends got it as well.
Yes, and if the company lost 30 units, then they will make a loss that was not expected. I will call that the abnormal loss. I will then subtract the 20 from 30 to get 10 units. And so the company experienced abnormal loss of 10 units.
That is so correct, girl. You are doing very well so far. I hope that my friends got that one as well. Please to show your neighbor if he or she is not understanding.
I'm ready to move into some more. I love practicing accounts.
I will like to give you more, but that is where the class ended. Miss gave us homework to do. I will give you the homework, and then you will be doing that for the next class. Please do it so you can contribute to the class.
Yes, I will, because the more I contribute, the more I learn.
Same for me. And I love when I am understanding everything. It makes me feel better for the exam coming up.
Did Miss give you guys any advantages or disadvantages with this process costing thing?
Yes, she was saying that an advantage could be that process costing helps companies to assign costs to different departments.
Basically, this means that it can help managers to calculate the profit return on individual jobs. It helps them to better ascertain whether a specific job is desirable to pursue.
Right, good girl. Another one could be that process cost also help companies with decision making. If it's a case where they realize that the production of the goods is being under or over budget for them, they will go back to the drawing board. Either they will discontinue the product or raise the budget in the department.
But you know that in some case this does place a negative effect on the organization.
Yes, true, because can you imagine having a large department that is producing more than one goods and have to keep track and record of all the material and labor used during the process?
Yeah, I somewhat agree. You know that in everything there are a positive and also a negative outcome, but once the positive outcome is more effective than the negative, do an effective method to be used.
If record weren't being kept of the amount of labor and material that were being used in each department, employees would not put any effort in reducing wastage or complete task in a timely manner.
What are some companies that uses process costing?
Companies such as National Bakery, Maxfield Bakery, and also Rugus Gas Station. It was good helping you. I will email the question to you that we got for homework. And Miss Daly played a video to show how process accounting the accounts were done. Maybe you can ask her to send it to you.
Oh yes, I will do that indeed. Thank you very much.
The more I help, the more the content is concrete and cemented in my brain.
So what did you learn from Rosine? Tell me in a nutshell.
I learned a lot. I have learned that process costing deals with equivalent units and the different processes a good goes through. I have also learned about normal loss and the losses expected.
Okay, good.
I have learned that the abnormal loss is the opposite and this loss is not expected. This loss can occur through machine breakdown, etc. I have learned about abnormal gain. Advantages and disadvantages of process costing, and also companies such as National Bakery uses process costing.
That is very good. I have a small video that I will show you here, so turn your attention to main screen.
Managerial accounting, costing systems. We're going to talk about process costing today, and really whether a manager is managing a job order cost system or a process cost system, the key question that they're trying to answer is, how much does it cost? And we know that the cost involved in making any product or service include three ingredients: materials, labor, and overhead. Now, when we make a product in a process costing system, we're making identical products. In other words, we're not customizing the product to a particular client or buyer. We're making a product and somebody will come and buy it. So I brought several examples today of water. And water used to be a commodity. And that commodity was, you could get water out of any drinking fountain. And now we have customized water to make it special. But we're going to use a process costing system for this water in our example, because we do long production runs and are these identical products, except they're in different types of bottles. And if you get very special, this one is from Italy, bottled at the source, whereas this one is bottled in Germany, and this one is bottled someplace, they don't say where, and this one is bottled in Florida at one of 3 different springs. You know what's interesting about these 4 types of waters? They're all owned by the same company. Nestle owns these 4 brands. I also have French water here, if you get special. And then we have water that's enhanced from Coca-Cola, which is Dasani. So these are all the different types of water. So whatever the type of brand, let's look at how we would track that in a process costing system. Now, in a process costing system, we have a work in process account for each department. Whereas in job order costing, we had a work in process account for each job, the job order cost card. Well, here we have a department that makes bottle caps. We have another department that makes the plastic bottles. We have another department that refines and filters that natural spring water. And finally, we have a department that creates labels. And all of these have in them materials, direct labor, and overhead. Direct materials, direct labor, and overhead for the bottle. For water, the direct materials would be water, direct labor is the guys doing the filtering, and overhead. And again with labeling, direct materials, the blank label, direct labor, the printing of that label, and overhead applied. Now just remember, when I put overhead here, these are the overhead applied, because we're under still what? Normal costing. And this overhead amount could be determined either using the traditional 1 plant-wide rate, or I could use activity-based costing. Okay, so those assumptions still stay in place. Now, when all of these things are made, they're assembled together into a lovely bottle of water. So we're going to have what we call transferred in costs, transferred in. And those transferred in costs include materials, labor, and overhead from the previous departments transferring in. In assembly, we have no additional direct materials. We just have direct labor and overhead. When the bottles are assembled, they're like this. They then go on to the packaging department. So again, we have this transferred in cost, and that transferred in cost include all the previous departments, plus we have the packaging. These come in 6 packs, 12 packs, 34 packs, whatever they are. And so that's the packaging we're including. plus the labor plus the overhead. And finally, at this point, is when we get the cost of the goods manufactured, because that's what comes out of the production process and goes into finished goods. So just like before, we can have finished goods in the warehouse, plus the cost of what we made this period will give me the COGAS, what's available for sale. What shows up on the credit side is the cost of goods sold, and ending inventory is what's still in the warehouse.
What did you learn from this video?
This video was quite interesting. In the video, I have learned that there are goods that are transferred from one department to the next. I have also learned that direct material, direct labor, and overheads that are taken into consideration for this topic.
That is so right, my dear. And that was where we stopped last class. This class we will pick up on work in progress.
Okay, Miss, very interesting. Thank you for the help. I will always be attentive in class from now on.